Welcome, everybody. I'm sharing my screen. Um, it's Friday Night Comics. Welcome. As we like to say, it might be Saturday morning where you are, or even just Friday afternoon, but either way, welcome. And it is CCA, we call it CACA. It is CCA Grad Spotlight Week. And we're here with Max Barnewitz. And we're going to do Exploring Hybridity. So we're really glad uh, Max is here, a grad from California College of the Arts. You're at the Sequential Artists Workshop. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. You can find us at sawcomics.org, including a bunch of like online courses and stuff, including April 5th, which is a week and a couple days away. Matt Madden's obstacle course, or Build Your Own Labyrinth, he calls it. A bunch of constraint-driven comics, how you'll create comics out of like basically thin air, but weird rules. And it's super good course. That'll be cool. And next week in this slot on Friday night, we have Andrew Alexander, and it's called uh, something, I don't know, Scattered Autobio, it's called. And comics layouts with Romana Yee is coming back, and that's going to be a Southern Hemisphere timed or Eastern Hemisphere timed course. So go check that out at sawcomics.org. And also our graphic novel development intensive is coming up soon. The early bird pricing and early bird options are starting this Monday. You can find that at sawcomics.org, but otherwise we start June. And thank you. Saw really helps. It really helps Saw survive and thrive if you have donated. So if you donated to this workshop or any other, we really appreciate it. It helps us pay these instructors and keep these workshops free. So it really, really does matter. And I'll put some ways to do that in the chat. Okay, so we'll share it out at the end. No inappropriate speech or imagery during or after. Please keep it PG-13. Thanks. And we ask you to share on social media too. You can use that hashtag Friday Night Comics. You can tag us at Comics Workshop. I'll put Max's at symbol thing. What do you call that, handle, I guess? I'll put that in the chat. And you can also come to members.sawcomics.org and find us and find places to share. And these workshops, they end at the latest 90 minutes in. So watch out for the time. We have to respect our instructor's time. And we invite you to share in other ways if there's not time for you to share. And I'll put these links in the chat as well, including a way to get into the weekly PDFs that we make and that we put on Seesaw Comics, and they're super fun. And we just put in everybody's work who uploads, and it looks like that, and they're really fun. We've been doing that about a year now. So enjoy. Yay! Hybridity and comics. Here we are with Max Barnewitz. Thanks. Max, how do I stop sharing? That's how. There we go. All right. So hang on a second. So yeah, Max, welcome. Thanks for being here, and thanks for whatever you're about to do.
Yes.
Uh,
Thank you.
and I'll just lay back, be in the chat, and summarize in the chat. And you need my help, you just holler.
Amazing. Thanks, Tom. And thanks, everybody. I'm so excited to see everybody rolling in. This is amazing. I've been doing the SAW workshops as an audience member for so long, and I'm just so tickled to be here. I'm trying to share my screen now. Let's see. I want this one. There's going to be a little bouncing back and forth between screen sharing because I do have a fancy new document camera to test out on everybody later. But yeah, welcome to Exploring Hybridity in Comics. I am excited to talk about what that means to me. Hybridity is a really interesting concept that I try to engage with a lot, so I'm just going to dive right into it. Oh, I guess I should start by saying I'm here in DC, so I saw a few folks on the chat who are also in the
Oh
district,
yeah.
so it's great to connect with you as well. Um, I am an artist and zinester. I teach at the University of Maryland. I have been making comics since the pandemic when I sort of uprooted my life and decided to go to art school, and CCA was the place that would take me. And I had the best time there. So now I can say that I'm a cartoonist, and that feels very special too. Um, Right now, I am working as a participant in Dwight Miss's Comics Collective, which is a really wonderful organization in Maryland that supports cartoonists. So if you haven't heard from them or heard of them ever, check out Dwight Miss. They're super fun. Um, let's see. So
I
Tom
haven't
said I
heard of
could
them. I'm gonna Google that.
throw a few little shout outs to projects that I'm working on. The project I'm working on with Dwight Miss is an autobiographical project that I started at CCA. Um, and it chronicles my transition and my relationship to academia and failed relationships and what it means to be queer. And there's a lot of weird animal-headed critters and friends in it too. Um, and I think that's sort of where my beginning interest in hybridity lies, is in a sense of how do you capture your queer identity, or how do you capture an identity that's different, that might not really fully belong, that feels disembodied sometimes in a visual form. So that's what I'm working on right now. Hopefully, eventually, it will see the light of day.
Mhm.
Um, The other important sort of background piece to the project that we're going to work on today is that my comics practice originated in making collages. So a lot of the times when I do a cartoon or a comic, I will start by making a collage first. So as you can see, I've once again put animal heads on human bodies. That's like a favorite trick of mine. But what I'm really looking for is a sort of um, a way of like defamiliarizing myself with the material a little bit to get some distance, and then also to create new combinations that give a sense of emotional effect or a sensibility. Um, and that's where my stories and my comics tend to start. Oops, wrong screen. So many screens.
Mhm.
So this is one of my first drawings that started with the collage, and then I drew on top of it. And then, so I really want to bring different elements together. So I started also playing with the Chimera characters that you saw in my like announcement for this event. I
Mhm.
love to do multi-headed animals. I love to bring in texts. This piece includes text from Jacques Derrida's essay on animals that I really love, and I go to that for a lot of resources. So I like to pull in words that go with images in kind of organic ways.
Mhm.
And then eventually I got brave enough to like do drawings based on these collages. So this was a comic that's called There Are Many Ways to Draw a Lion that did about sort of feeling lost and trying to teach students in art classes about embracing their own styles. So
Mhm.
trying to give people the strength to draw lines in their own way. Um, And that is incorporating imagery that I've pulled from different sources, but then my own character in the chair talking or thinking about the ways to draw lions historically. And then this was my hourly comics day project this year. And I'm pulled this as a good example of what I'm hoping that we're not going to do something quite as detailed for today's activity, but it is equally topsy-turvy. And I hope that you will kind of go with me on a ride of incorporating different elements from your lived experience in a way that is maybe outside of the cartoon panel, but still has comics elements in it.
Cool. How many hours does that represent? You said that's hourly comics day?
This was hourly comics day. I didn't write timestamps, which was very foolish, but I
Hmm.
think it was like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh, cool.
And then I ended up turning the whole page upside down at one point and it got messy and crazy. And then this is maybe like pulling back into some stuff that I've been working on lately that I think we can get close to. Um, Considering that everything is a source, this is an important part of my practice, is looking for information and finding bits and pieces to pick up everywhere I go. So there, whether it's a pattern or signage or lettering that I really like, or maybe quotes, I like to pull different pieces together and make visual collages out of that. And then I try to a lot of the times, especially these days, I try to give myself little bolsters. So a lot of what I do is sort of meditating on like acceptance and love and putting love into my art as much as possible.
Hmm.
Which brings me to a sort of working definition of what I think hybridity means and where we're hopefully going with today's activities. Um, so, hybridity, in a broad sense, refers to the mixing or blending of different elements, cultures, or identities to create something new. And I think that is very appropriate for cartoonists to work with because the combination of words and images can really be more than the sum of their parts. I think we all like that's probably why many of us are drawn to comics because we know that there's something going on in that combination of words and images that's like really remarkably unique and it's kind of like this intangible comicsy thing. Um, so I want us to like the premise of today was to work on something that will help us sort of brighten and show sort of our own like openness to combining different ideas and different elements in a way that will like really grab hybridity and put it onto the page.
Cool.
If you're familiar with Karita Kent and Linda Berry's work, those are two artists who I really look to for getting a feel for what hybridity is in comics. Linda Berry obviously has like a lot of collage elements in her work, and there's a layering that happens. And Karita Kent has a whole process of looking at information, collecting it, and then recreating it and putting new combinations onto the page. So if you're thinking about like who the sort of behind the scene patron saints of the arts
Uh-huh.
are, those are the classic Linda Berry and Karita Kent are two really great ones. Um,
Sister Karita Kid
yes, sister, yeah,
and Sister Linda Berry.
sister. Okay, so I think you're probably many of you are familiar with contour drawing, but because of where I'm going with the sort of larger form activity for today, I wanted to start by doing a basic contour drawing activity. Um, and I'm going to, this is just a demonstration. So the basic premise of contour drawing, if you haven't done it, is, and this will be a blind contour. So you're going to try to find all of the shapes and trace the outline as if you really could draw out the outline or trace the outline of the form, but you're doing so without looking at your hand and the page. And it gives you a really great connection between the image and the page and like what your eye and hand are doing together when you sort of separate those two elements. So this is an example of a bear that I did, but I would like us to do this drawing, this image, and I want to give us, I'm gonna do like 5 minutes for this.
Okay.
Um, and we might arrive at some multi-headed animals, which is always a good outcome, I think. Let me see if I can share my screen in a way
Okay.
that
And let me know when that 5 minutes starts because I can
is
actually set up a timer if you like, or you can do it if you like too, however you wish.
Ugh, I have too many. Here we go.
Oops.
I'm coming back. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
I
I think you got this figured out. Yeah.
think maybe I might
Oh,
have.
yeah.
And then let's do
Gonna have
that.
to get that, gonna have to get that dog as big as possible though.
And then slideshow. What do we think?
That
Big
looks
enough?
good for me. Can everyone see that large enough to be able to draw it for 5 minutes? Remember, you're not looking at your hand. I think it looks good.
And we're
Okay.
really trying to get like shapes and like little fuzzy details. These dogs have some really great um, elements that you could really like if you were a little ant walking along the edge of the dog, you could follow their ear shape, you could follow their back. So let's see. Oh, and gosh, okay, now I have to like look in a way that won't let me cheat. But
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't look at Max's hand either. Or only look at Max's hand. That would be wild. Should I set the timer or have we already
yeah,
started?
could you set as a timer? That would be great.
Sure. It'll be on my face. Um, if people know to look there, they'll see it. And Eli just said that these days they're calling it unguided contour on the code.
Unguided. Oh, that's a better way of saying it. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Oh
The thing
boy.
about the contour is like really fun. I don't think I even said this out loud, but don't lift your pen up, obviously.
Oh yeah. Don't let your
You're
pen.
following the edge, which is such a clean element or a key element of this, following the edge of the shapes that you see as carefully as possible.
Yeah. And five
Trying
minutes,
not to rush it too much.
yeah. And you can get caught up in some of those little tufts of hair and stuff if you want.
Seriously, the little dog furs.
That's a crazy image because it does look like a one dog with like a hump and another head.
It's one head short of a Cerberus. Like, happened.
Going in for some of those splotches. One head short of a Cerberus. It sounds like a nice, a clever insult you could give to somebody. Just one head short of a Cerberus. Might describe some of our leaders right now.
Don't let them on signal. If you find, as I often do, that I get a little bit too quick, sometimes it's important to remember to slow it down a tiny bit. You still
Yeah,
have
there's a lot
two
of time.
and a half minutes.
3 minutes almost, I think. I haven't done this in a long time. It's really fun, but also kind of a head game to, or head, to not look. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. Alan, you got time to do another one,
Yeah, just do it again or find another thing in your environment that you'd like to do.
or just do the heads.
This is a lot of jagged lines.
You got 1 minute 30, I think, folks. I feel like you could also play some mind games too, like say, did everyone draw the moving gorilla in the background? Be like, what? I don't know. I'm just silly.
I'm so bad at those things. I never notice.
You know the basketball and the moving gorilla thing,
It's horrible.
Is it wild? I lifted my pen a little to draw some grass.
No cheating, Tom.
Lippy said a frisbee just went by.
That's why I did.
It's
I did.
a good joke. We've got about 30 seconds according to this. Whoa. I paused and looked. I stopped and looked. Oh my gosh.
I've made it around to the other end, so
Wow. For those of you who upload for our PDFs, if you want to include these, I'll put that URL because I think that would be a really cool URL. I mean, a really cool for the PDF.
if you want to spend like and whoa.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You get a ceremonious ceremonial.
Fancy. Well, yeah, so if you want to get really into this kind of activity, like I think it's really fun to like go back in and like color in the different elements or like the different boxes to make like the colors work. You could do anything with this kind of line work. It's so much fun.
Gosh.
I'm like I want to see everyone else's stuff. But I'm gonna move us into the the
We could do a,
next activity, which is the
if you
big
wanted, we could do a
reveal.
very, very, very fast grid share
Use
if you
it
want.
fast, like hold up your,
Yeah.
here, I'll stop this.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like everyone's already starting. So go to grid view.
Whoa, some of these are so excellent.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, I love seeing everyone's like hands happening here. This is incredible.
Yeah, fun.
Very cool. Okay, that was probably a mistake because now I have to like readjust
Oh no, you did great the first time. I'm sure
my
you'll get.
camera here. How do you turn the timer off?
Oh yeah, I'll do that. That's on my end. I got it.
Let's go back to my slideshow. Doo, doo, doo. Sorry for the delay. Like it's the big reveal is about to come because we're gonna do a fun activity. Nope, that was wrong.
Oh, look at that dog. Wow, yours is like a big, fluffy, two-headed dog.
It's a scary creature. Okay. See, we can see. Heck yeah.
Back to the.
So now we're back to the real deal. This is the more lengthy activity that I planned for us today, and it was an endeavor to get us to start pulling together images that hopefully can come together in a sort of collage-ish way. Um, and it's a bit of a challenge. It's a bit of a scavenger hunt so that you can really build on the page in any direction that you want to. So the things that I would like you to try to achieve in your page of art include a contour drawing of an object on your desk or a chair or something in your immediate environment. It can be anything. My keys are on my desk right now. That's probably what I'm going to draw. I like to do them like big, like you saw with the dog, so that I could draw over them. This is something I've done with other things like bicycles. It's hard to see right there, but you end up with a cool collage sort of backdrop with if you start with there. If you don't want to start there, you don't have to. You could start with another element, such as drawing yourself doing an activity from your day. Um, so including some kind of self-portrait, whether that's you as yourself or you as an animal or you as a plant, anything that you decide to draw yourself as, try to think of something maybe that you did during your day today or an activity that you enjoy. The other thing that I would like you to try to include is adding like a word or phrase that's been sticking with you for a while. So consider it maybe an opportunity to include a meditation that you've been thinking of or a song lyric and something that would be fun to do in an interesting typography. So try not to, you know, let the lettering also be an element of the visual language that you're using. And then as you move along in these, if there's time, adding a friend, giving them a speech bubble. I've lately been really fixated on that octopus that's been riding around on that shark in New Zealand.
What?
So maybe they will appear in my comic.
I, I I don't know that. We're gonna have to take a
You're gonna
moment
have to look
at the
that up.
end.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
great.
Oh my gosh.
And then adding texture. So another thing that I do a lot during I walk my dog everywhere, and one thing I look for is patterns and textures, and then I incorporate them as little visual details as much as possible. So the goals are to have a variety of elements and create unique juxtapositions in order to build new relationships on your comics page.
So just to clarify, get a brand new page and put all of these things on it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And I've put that in the chat for anybody who needs it. I think I got it correct. Chris thankfully put a link to the octopus and shark duo, which I won't look up until after the end of it. Um, this is great. How much time do we have? And do you recommend, it looks like there's five unique things. Do you recommend sort of dividing it into, little 4-minute chunks or something like that, or just
Yeah, let's say you said to stop at we're stopping at
Oh,
8:30, right? So probably go until should we go until about 8-ish?
8-ish is about right. Maybe a tiny bit shy of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, take about 4 or 5 minutes on each element. Probably the look, if you feel confident that you can do a quick contour, but you want to spend more time on your self-portrait, that works too. But yeah,
Okay.
that's what I had envisioned about 30 minutes.
Okay. So I'll put the celebratory timer on for
Nice,
30
thanks.
minutes. Um, and
Try
okay, so
not
that
to turn
started.
my
And I see. Yeah, I mean it's interesting because some of these things are unique to themselves, another contour drawing or yourself doing an activity, but some, such as recurring elements and patterns, it's not really its own unique thing. That's more like weave them in or something like that. And
Yeah, if you remember
so
like the big hourly comics day, one thing I did for that was I had like this kind of lack of structure that I didn't love, so I put a banner through the middle of it that had a song in it. So you can think of it that way. You
oh,
can think of it as a
nice.
unifying tool. And those little patterns can go a long way. And like a lot of the time, there's like a sort of looping, sort of medieval-ish text thing happening in Linda Barry's borders that I like to look at.
Mhm.
Um, if you really want to have a panel and you really feel attached to having panels in your artwork, try tracing something or maybe tracing your hand in order to give yourself the panel. Um, or something, I don't know, an interesting shape so that you're not confined to the ordinary.
I like the hand thing.
The
I-
hand thing is fun and it makes me want to have hand tattoos.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, and now it's the never-ending problem of could I carry on? Maybe you don't want me to jabber on.
No, jabbering is fun. And I'm gonna, and because people can turn the sound down.
Okay, yeah, you can mute me, I won't be offended.
Um,
My students don't have that liberty
right,
in
right,
my
right.
classroom, so
And to Sarah and anybody else who in the chat mentioned the idea of an unguided contour where you don't look at the thing and feel it with your other hand, that's fun too,
wow,
right? Yeah. I gotta find something interesting to do though. I gotta look for that.
that's incredible.
Although in this digital world, everything I've got is smooth. Hmm. Oh.
That makes me want to like sit and pet my dog and try to draw him like that, but I think
Yeah.
he'd be annoyed.
All right. And yeah, I'll probably jabber too and interrupt you all the time. I
That was good.
apologize,
Made the conversation.
but maybe not during the blind contour so much. Hmm.
It is a meditative sort of activity, I think.
Yeah. It's fun to see the results of those kinds of contours because you see who draws really small, who draws large, who draws with tiny little marks. Like I just saw that I was drawing with very tiny marks compared to some of the others.
It's always a weird one, like it goes from being really big. I think I start off pretty large and then it like gets tinier as I go along.
Oh, that's interesting. Rachel asks if we've done timed contour drawings. We just did a timed contour drawing, Rachel. Maybe, oh, like trying to do one fast and one slow. Yeah, good
Oh,
idea.
that would be cool. I haven't done
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exercise. Rachel has the music going. It's fun. I'm like not looking at the thing I'm drawing. I'm not looking at my paper. I'm only looking at the chat. Show on May 3rd for Rachel. Anybody in Vermont? This is gonna be really weird. The Brunello exercise. Nikki, we have we're gonna go to the top of the hour, but we have all of those things on the scavenger hunt screen to do, and I'm gonna paste that back into the chat again. So all of these things in the 24 minutes that we have left. Wow, this is really great. Alan, I'm sure it's a great looking bunch of scribbles.
We love a bunch of scribbles.
Yeah, I mean, a contour drawing, the only way to do it wrong is to think too much while you're doing it, and you can easily remedy that by doing it again and thinking less, because what it'll be evident when you finish if you were um if you're paying attention to the just to the this either the sensations or the sight. And and that's really the miracle of a contour drawing at the end is you just get so much you're allowed like this insight into texture, and line and shape and everything. And I've never seen a bad contour drawing. And then of course I'll say, except the one I'm about to do. Because you always think you're doing it wrong. At least, we all think, oh, I must be the only one doing it wrong. Yeah, Rachel says, I agree. Contour drawings just automatically look cool. I totally agree. Oh, see, Alan had too good of an idea. Alan said he was going to draw himself in the chair, which is a good idea, but tricky if you might have to draw yourself as a contour and just sort of fit yourself in there. Rachel says, oh, that's really good. Best way to make a greeting card in a pinch is to do contour drawing. That's a great idea. This is the most I've looked at the chat. Keep it coming, people. So we're 22 minutes. Still lots of time to get those other things in. Be curious if people are spending 5 minutes on their contour or more. Okay. Oh my gosh, that is insane. Wow. Like I drew Europe. Now, Oh. All right. What are the other things we have to do?
I've moved on to the drawing a self-portrait from my day.
Oh, oh.
I went to a boxing class, so I'm trying to draw that.
You went to
Although
a boxing
I
class.
didn't give myself much room to draw it. It's kind of like down here in the corner, but that's okay. I did go to boxing class.
Wow. Like just traditional boxing?
It's like a sort of 9 roundish type thing.
Well, I don't know what that means, but that's
So it's
awesome.
like combination of punching a bag and um, doing sort of contrived like cardio and weightlifting.
Oh.
It was hard. I am sore. And I also not sure it's the best thing to do if you're a cartoonist because it's hard on your wrists, but maybe that's my easy excuse to go less hard.
Wonder if Sarah Varon is still boxing. Sarah Varon was doing a lot of boxing for a while, but I don't know if you know Sarah. She does a lot of animal comics too.
Oh, cool.
And then it says, if there's time, add a friend or an animal, give them a speech bubble. And also phrases. Lyric, a slogan, a phrase. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Max, what were you doing before you went to CCA?
I was doing a lot of different sort of nonprofit communications type stuff. I worked for a bunch of different like art nonprofits in Salt Lake and
Oh, right.
yeah. So I was into the arts, but I never thought I would become cool enough to be an artist.
Oh, yeah. Well, we let you in.
Yeah, it was nice. It's a lot more fun.
Pays worse.
I'll take it.
Rachel is agreeing. Let's just say. Okay, so I'm just going to read out loud some of the things in case people forgot. Do a contour drawing of an object on your desk or your chair. Add a lyric, slogan, phrase, or quote. Bonus points for making the typography unique. Draw yourself doing an activity from your day. Oh, all I did is draw myself sitting. Oh well. Add texture, recurring elements, or patterns. If there's time, add a friend or animal. Give them a speech bubble. The goals are to have a variety of unique elements, create unique juxtapositions, build new relationships. And we still have 15 minutes to do this. Lots of time. So maybe I could draw. Max, how often do you still start with collage?
That's a good question. I still love doing collage, but I haven't done it in a very long time. Right. I need to get back into it. Actually, that was some feedback I got about the project because so this thing with Dwight Miss, it's really wonderful is that I get to work with two other auto bio cartoonists
Uh-huh.
and we get to give each other feedback and it's very like active and engaged kind of group dynamic and they were like, why did you stop doing collages? I was like, oh, that's a good point. I forgot. So I would like to get back into doing it because it helps me get started on whatever story I want to tell. Something about moving the pieces together in a new way.
Yeah, everyone I know who does collage, me included, it's just like, in a weird way, it's kind of their favorite thing.
Yeah. It's somehow the constraints of it, like not being able to necessarily like choose each piece,
Hmm.
um, makes it so I have to kind of give up and let it happen. Stop trying to control it quite so much. And I think if I can do that in my art, like once I'm in that mode of like just let it be, let it come out the way it's gonna come out, then I can get more done.
So we have 12 minutes. Lots of time. Oh yeah, the squid and the octopus. Or wait, the octopus and the shark. Are you drawing that?
Shark was I'm just drawing the octopus.
Man, I don't know anything about this. So this is like an ongoing thing. It's not just it's spotted once, or was it just
I think
spotted
it
once?
was just spotted once, but everyone loved it.
Oh,
I wish that it
oh,
was ongoing. Maybe it's ongoing. I think what was unusual is that the octopus is a species of octopus that doesn't necessarily come to the surface much.
it doesn't normally surf.
So yeah, having him riding was a little unusual.
Definitely need to see that.
I don't think I've ever I've maybe not really ever thought about an octopus this way before.
Kate Young, I'm very worried about the wind behind you. I don't know if you can, oh, you can hear me. Are you okay? You're not in Tornado Alley, are you? Um, so we'll get a response maybe and see how things. Okay. So, oh, just a breeze. Okay. It
Just
looked like a lot. It looked like a lot more. Okay. We're at the 8-minute mark. It's fun, this directive to add texture, recurring elements, or patterns is an interesting one because if you're sort of stuck, you can just go to that and say, okay, a little more of these, weird lines or weird boxes or whatever your
Yeah,
go-to
this time around I
thing.
decided to do these weird little, like, jagged little star shapes that are
Nice.
very satisfying and some little like bubbles around them.
It's easy to get caught up in thinking comics is all about the idea, the idea the that's in the memoir or nonfiction or whatever it is you're trying to tell, rather than in the mark making, which is such a unique process, and unlike anything else. Libby's friend's word bubble said, "Glam it up, but good."
Glam it up. Good.
Yeah, it's a great phrase. I need a picture of it.
One of my favorite things about these saw workshops is like seeing what everyone chooses as their main medium for the drawing. Like
Mm.
I've just been using like a normal ballpoint,
Oh, true. Yeah.
but I'm always admiring people who like find time to put color or whatever it is they're
Oh,
doing.
yeah.
How do you work so fast? Like this is pushing my
Mhm.
my speed.
Yeah. And we've got 4 minutes left. See what people are doing. A quote from the Wolf and Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear didn't say glam it up, but good. Forget the Ranger, boo boo. Um, so let's see. Speech bubble, draw yourself doing an activity, contour drawing, lyric, slogan, or phrase. We've got 3 minutes left. Oh, all right.
And if you're struggling with like the differentiating like elements, like adding, making sure that the sort of value on the page, if you're doing one color like me, making sure they're nice
Mm,
areas of dark spot. This is something I actually struggle with a lot in my own art, is like making sure the values are distinct enough that you can see different areas. But then sometimes it's also fun to let them like really blur together.
yeah. Yep. I definitely underdo it when it comes to that. There's always areas I should add more contrast. In fact, I'm going to do that in the last minute or two. Right, we're at 1 minute, y'all. So um, maybe
Finishing
we'll take a
touches.
look at yours. Yeah, we'll take a look at yours, Max, really fast, and then
Yeah,
see how
sure.
other people did. I haven't done anything this like loose, just like free associated, I think is the word, in a long time. It's really nice. Look at that octopus. Dude, where's my shark?
Dude, where's my shark? I don't know if this is really the best. There we go. This is all troubleshooting. Yeah, so you can see I started getting kind of into these like little curly cues on his legs, and then I wanted my lettering to be kind of curly too.
Yeah, I like the echo of that.
Started getting a little freer, a little loose and free, and then I went a little crazy with my stars around the page, but that can really pull the page together in a kind of funny way.
And I like there's life surrounding you, but you must choose to see it.
Oh, ooh.
Or,
Whenever that starts, it sounds so much like the what is it? Not Jaws. Jurassic Park to me.
oh, does it? Oh, how funny. To me, that's so funny. To me, it sounds a little bit like the sound of music. Da-da. Um, Great. So, should we take a look at some Max?
Yeah, thank you for indulging this process with me. It
Oh,
was a
it's
lot
really
of fun.
great.
I don't think I have anything. Oh, yeah, that's my slides, so I'll stop sharing.
Cool. So, um, and you drew your keys. That was the first thing we saw.
I drew my keys. Yep, I did. Oh, yeah, a whole key ring, and then tried to do a self-portrait on the fly.
If anyone wants to share, raise your hand. I'll go first if no one's going to share. Usually we get tons of line. There we go. Okay. We just had to ask. Okay. So we got some people. So great. We'll go to Alan, then Jen, then Lauren, then Eli, all sorts of people coming up. So, and I know Alan's gonna want to um share screen. So let me do that. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I did do mine on the computer again. Let me get zoomed into the right place.
Yeah,
Uh,
there you go. Let's give it a look.
okay, so first of all, oops, okay, how do I, there we go. Share screen. Okay, so first of all, my dog's first attempt
Oh.
kind of went too fast, so I tried it again. I think the second attempt actually worked better. Then I still had a little bit of time left over, so I tried doing an air conditioner, and that turned out terrible. Anyway,
Oh,
so
awesome.
completely unrecognizable. And then I tried doing a chair freehand for the last part. It looked bad, so I tried again. It just looked just as bad, but oh well. So I ended up finding myself sitting in the chair because most of the time when I'm at home, I'm just working on the computer anyway. So, and then as far as a phrase, I just something I often say to myself, which is so much to do, so little time. I'm always don't have enough time for everything. And then to add in an animal, so yes, I'm sitting in the abstract mess of lines that was supposed to be a chair. Um, don't have any pets or anything, so for an animal, I figured, okay, we'll have a fly saying time flies. So there we go. There's the added animal. So I think I hit all six things. Let's see, the contour drawing of the chair, myself doing an activity, the quote, the animal, and the background. I started doing cross hatching and kind of around time with that. I would have probably filled the space up here too if I'd had time, but it will. But that's what I ended up with. So there's my whatever you want to call it, my work. All right.
So cool.
Yeah, that's like a great poster. Like if I saw that on a street pole, I'd be like, oh, I want to see that show or whatever.
Yeah, you got the different, the cool type or the fancy font.
I like the character on the chair. Thanks, Alan. We'll go to Jen next, and then Lauren, and then Eli. Here we go. Oh, are you spotlight? Yeah.
Weird. I can't see myself spotlighted, but I guess everybody else can.
Maybe we had people on grid view for a while, and you
Oh,
maybe got to change that setting.
but yeah, let me speak. There we go. Ah, there I am. Okay. So this were the doggies. That was about 3 minutes worth. I was eating, so I tried to get some food in there too. And speaking of eating, that was my object, was my plate. And then the pet was my food, my cat staring at my food. And she's saying, why is the food just sitting there? And then me doing the activity was me commuting home. That's me with the red glasses. And the pattern is my tablecloth. And the lyric is the shoot, the one from
In the shallows, in the shallow.
yeah. It's that was going through my head because I was in a gaga mood, so I was listening to her the other day. So yeah, that's that. Thank you
Awesome,
so
Jen.
It was
Thanks.
awesome.
Amazing.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Okay, we'll go to Lauren next, then Eli.
Okay. Here's mine. And first thing I drew was the camera that sits on my table right in front of me. And the camera on my desk is recording me walking the dog. And you'll notice I have textured pants on. And the animal speech bubble says, time to eat yet? And my lyric is, ah, but I was so much older then. I'm younger than that now.
A great lyric.
Trying to get everything in there.
I love that.
It's a good drawing of Dylan. Thanks, Lauren. All right, we'll go to Eli next, and then Nicole and Kate. Here we go.
Hi. Here's my dogs.
So good.
They look like they maybe bumped into an electric fence or something. I was I'm in a lot of pain right now, like hurt myself. So I was having a hard time like figuring even something on my desk to draw, but I found these guys who are my little desk friends. This guy broke. So he has where is he? So he has to wear a tape cummerbund to keep him in two pieces. And then there's also this little Roadrunner thing. I have a million of these little doodads all over my desk, which is funny that I can find something to draw. So once I got my act together, I did the guided contour of them, but I loved using my markers during this class, so you can't see that it was drawn with basically a single line. But here's the Roadrunner down here, sort of shooting by, and the bear says, "Dear, was that the Roadrunner?" And then this little Japanese guy was like, "Hmm." And that's what I got. So thank you. That was really fun.
Bears are my favorite animals, so I appreciate it.
Oh, and the self-portrait, this has been my avatar on every social media account for like 15 years, so that's me. Me.
I didn't know that. Thanks, Eli. Look at that
It
thing.
was great.
All right. Thanks, Eli. We'll go to Nicole next. Here we
This
go.
was so much fun. Thank you for this. I have never done unguided drawing before. So, I mean, maybe I have, but it's been a while. So I originally drew this in pencil and you couldn't really see it. So I went back and traced it. And it was really interesting to like try to draw those lines on purpose with my eyes open to re-ink them and be like, oh, my hand is so much freer when I'm not looking at it than when I'm like real tight to get the ink on it. So I liked it so much that I did my whole thing as it unlooking, except interestingly, this is the only one I looked at, and this is actually like the least fun line for me on the page. So I did this one was the self-portrait. And I love how cubist it turned out and like just wanted to put all the colors on it. And then I took some of the things from just the chat. The thing I told myself in the bubble, which before I put the pet bubble, was feel into it. And then this pet says pet your pet. And then I did myself, the thing I did today, I did like a little painting. So this was me painting with my dog down here. And actually I was like, the dog I didn't look at looks more like my dog than the dog I did look at. And then this was I had some ink with like squeezy tops sitting on my desk. So I tried to like draw a bunch of ink pots with squeezy tops together, and they all sort of just like look like little nubbins. And then this is you. Do not be offended. And then this was from the chat. I just left off the last two letters.
That's really
nice.
This was great. I had so much fun. Thank you.
Cute. That's awesome.
Thanks, Nicole. Okay, we'll go to Kate next, then Emma, then Jackie, then Rachel. All right.
Okay, here's my dogs. I did them twice. I got done early, so I did the heads.
Oh, they look good.
And then this is my little hybrid drawing. So this was supposed to be deer eating magnolia blossoms, which I saw them doing that. And I just learned recently that magnolia blossoms taste like ginger. And so I was like, ooh, do they like ginger? And then I didn't like how the head turned out, so I drew it bigger, eating the blossom. And then I had to have a weird radiology thing where I had to drink barium today, so I was kind of trying to draw that. This was the contour of the little date stamp that I have. And now more than ever is I work for a public radio station, and we're fundraising right now, and we were told not to say now more than ever. So it's really on my mind. We don't want to sound desperate.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, I think that's all the elements, and then little patterns on the shirt and the fur on the deer, and yeah.
No, amazing.
Thanks, Kate. And that's a good reminder to everybody to upload for the PDF or share anywhere. I'll put it in the chat. We'll go to Emma next.
Hi, I've got to show my dogs. I thought we were just doing the outline. This is just my outline of dogs.
Yeah.
And then this is my collage. So I did this was like the only thing on my desk. So I put that in there, and then there were these little like flower things on there. So I used that as my recurring pattern. This is me eating lunch at my desk today. I don't have a pet, but I do have this fluffy chicken stuffy in my room. So that had to go in there. And I just said happy Friday because that was what everybody was saying to me at work today. So yeah.
It's so great. The colors are great too.
Awesome. So, and such different styles even in all of these, It's so great. Thank you, Emma. We'll go to Jackie next.
Here's my dogs, and I cannot wait to slip one head short of a Cerebus into my next conversation. That is gold. Right, so this is mine. I incorporated all the elements. I did my water bottle, which is sort of one of my props, and that's just me, it's sort of domestic or mundane, but just me eating popcorn. And my cat just going like, our cats make these like trilling sounds all the time. It's very cute. And here he is.
Oh,
There's one down
celebrity
right
appearance.
now. No, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, and then this is another wonderful day in my wonderful life. Like if people ask how I'm doing, and I don't want to tell them that I'm like, I just, another wonderful day in my wonderful life, and they can just take that as they would like it. So
I love it.
That's it. And the patterns with the trees and the shirt. So there you go. Thank you. This is super fun, Max. Neat idea.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
Nailed the color, like the color on your shirt and the color on the paper on the shirt are like the exact same color. Like on the screen right now, you're just totally monochromatic.
Wow. I did not intend that. But thank you.
That's what I'm seeing anyway. Thanks, Jackie. All right, we'll go to Rachel.
Hello. Hi. Thank you, Max. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Thank you. This was so cool. I've been thinking a lot about hybridity and like my own in like digital spaces recently. And so I saw this listed today and was like, oh, interesting. So these are my dogs. I didn't do so hot with this one, and I kept trying to go faster just to see if that would make a difference. But my favorite part is like the grass. Like I would just keep going at the grass, and continue the line. Like, so that was kind of fun to play with to like stay on track and also like get into that a little bit. And then for this one, I kind of messed up because I started, I don't know how to, I started doing it as like a discrete exercise. So like I started here and I like folded it up like a mini because like sometimes if I'm doing just like a drawing that's not a story and I make it into a mini, it makes like it also contributes to the narrative sense of it. So
amazing.
So I was just like having fun afterwards, like folding it up to see what it would be, but it kind of helped me guide the drawing a little bit by giving me an idea of like the amount of space I had left. So like this scene there is me and my sister and my brother-in-law playing Pop-O-Matic Trouble today. And so it says, haha, savage, and then owned. And it's my piece getting taken away. And then I've been listening to JPEG Mafia a lot, the album Veteran. And there's this one song on there that goes like fire at the end. So I put that on there. And this is my cat at the end of the carpet here, it like extends out. And you can see there's like a cliff here. See with like the clouds and stuff. It's like an old school cliff with the rocks and everything. And so that my cat is wondering if it's like, if we're like, will these humans love me? Like, because he doesn't know my brother-in-law or my sister. And this is a USB thing that I have on a keychain from the Strand. And I put another language in there because why not? So anyway, yeah, it's cool when you fold it up. Like it's kind of messed up because like, I don't know, whatever, you get it. It's cool. If this was really fun. Thank you so much.
It looks so
Great
cool.
time.
Thanks, Rachel. And I put your URL to go see Rachel's comics in the chat. And you can put a link to the music too, because I don't have that. Thanks, Rachel. All right, we'll go to Kathy next.
Thanks so much for this. Much needed today. This was my contour drawing. I have no idea what happened. I kind of like it.
I love it. It's awesome.
And then this is the thing. So this is the all my brush pens hanging out in a jar. So that was the contour drawing. Me facilitating a thing today on the Zoom. I don't know why the computer is as big as it is. I just, we have little tiny amounts of spring showing up here and snow is killing it. But I didn't draw the snow because F that. And let's see. My animal, what does it say? I'm not watching the news. It's called self-care. I do, however, stay informed. And then my quote is serenity is an inner sense of security, regardless of outside circumstances. So that's my page, and I've never done this before. I really appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks,
beautiful.
Kathy.
Thank
Okay.
you.
We'll go to Nikki next. I haven't seen Nikki in a while. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, everyone. Thanks very much. I missed the beginning. I mucked up times, but all good. So, yeah, this is I did a contour drawing of my fan and then added repeating patterns for the lines and myself hanging out the washing and the cats going bloody butterflies as they do. And I had written in the comments, because I'd written, my cat objects to being an object. So I thought, well, that would be the good quote. I object to you classifying me as an object. And then I realized that object and object are spelled exactly the same. So the ants are going, ooh, object and object are spelled exactly the same way, but the two words mean completely different things, which is what I'd written in chat. And the song, the little ant is singing to the cat, going, love, love me do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. So please love me do. You know that song. And then the cat's again going, I object to you classifying me as an object. Thank you very much. This was so, like others have said, I needed this today. So it was so good. Appreciated.
Thanks, Nikki. Thanks. Seen a few cats today, huh?
Yeah.
We'll go to Miles next. Hi, Miles.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Here are my dogs. They ended up looking like, oh, there it goes. My light's working. Looks like sort of a messed up sheep. But it's in pencil, so it's kind of hard to see. Here's my actual drawing. See what I got. I did a contour drawing of my lamp that's attached to my desk. And it's a fun one of those bending ones with lots of springs. That was kind of fun to draw. And then there's me doing my activity. I was pressing some molds, which kind of worked out, kind of didn't work out, but I was just hanging on a beam on my rafters and balancing on top of this little tiny mold. But gets the job done. And then, oh my gosh, okay, so my animal is a dolphin, and the lyrics, I don't know if you can read them in the direction they're going, but they're we were deep sea divers on another man's planet, and that's a song by Angel Hayes. And I did my typography by just like attaching to one of the contour lines and then drawing it with my right hand, which worked out really well. It's kind of fun. And then the dolphin has a little speech bubble, which is the rest of the lyric, which is I never quite landed. And I drew a dolphin because I've been reading Animorphs, and I'm like thinking about, I just made this water dripping into the ocean with the dolphin in it. So got some little fish in the background too. So yeah, it's fine.
Love it.
Awesome, Miles. Thanks. I love that these really would be interesting comics pages, right? Okay, we'll go to Alice next. Here we go. Hi, Alice.
Show you this candle. This is what I did a contour drawing of. I was many years ago given me a candle of a dwarf because I like dwarves. So I did, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so there's the dwarf in the middle.
Yeah.
And then I drew myself because I was on the phone all day at work. It was horrible. And then I drew a bird because I'm in the middle of working on an illustration with multiple birds. It's the scene of Alice in Wonderland where she washes up on the sea with on the edge of the sea of her tears with the dodo. So I've been doing lots of birds. So I'm thinking about that. And then my saying is the colorless man trudges forever. Dust in his cracks waiting to be lit because I've never lit these candles. They were given to me. And then my candle says, as the angst of waiting, will I burn or will I melt? But then the bird answers, I think you should learn to fly. That's my plan because that's a baby bird. So, and then I put all these bubbles around because that was the pattern. And then I needed another pattern so on the bottom, so I added lots of leaves. So.
Awesome, Alice. Thanks.
Really cool.
Okay, we'll go to Laura. There are two people in this window. Let's see.
Hey.
Yeah, Laura and Kai, you want to go first?
Sure. Here are my dogs. And then my hybridity drawing. So the first thing I drew was me shaving my pubes earlier today. And then this is a vibrating plate that Laura owns. And I drew the lyrics next, which are from Sledding for Tigers, which say, I said, excuse me, please, can I have 1 second? All I need is 1 second of your time. I just want to tell you that I think you're pretty, but I lost my words, so I'll just ask the time. And then another Sledding for Tigers song. Someday I will learn to love myself just as much as I love everybody else. And this is my friend Sam saying, hey, how's it going? And my contour drawing is of a TV remote, which is kind of hard to tell, but that's what that is. And then I have some bricks. Yeah.
Really cool.
Here's my dogs. Yeah, I haven't done one of these in a long time. It was really fun. And then my drawing, I started with this water or a squeezy spray bottle that I did a contour drawing of, and then I drew myself grating some cheese earlier today for some mac and cheese. And then I was trying to connect the spray bottle to the cooking. And I had the wording coming out of it saying, now we're cooking. And I tried to do like a font where it looked kind of like something spraying and dissolving out into the air, mixed success on that. And then I drew Kai coming over and saying, I brought you a really little present. And then I also added my cats down there behind me while I'm cooking and tried to add like a pattern here, like just a tile, black and white tile with kind of also going with the black and white of the cats.
So great.
Yeah.
It
Thanks,
was really
team.
fun.
Thank you. It was fun.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, you guys. We'll go to Edgar. Let's see if Edgar was on camera. Let's see if Edgar's back. There he is. Oh, can't hear you yet.
See me?
Yep. Oh, wait, you're muted again, Edgar. Hang on. I'm gonna have to get you to unmute. Hold on. There you go.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I have a big production today. And thank you, Tom, for calling on me. And thank you, Max, for the inspiration. I find myself today out at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. And so I stayed for the class. And let me show you. This is the contour drawing that I did. Can you?
Wow.
Okay. It's called The Unspoken Bond by an artist named Peter Wilde in 1995. So this is what I did. Let me see if I can do a better job of it. This is my contour drawing, and you see I've captured the two people, but in a different way. But anyway, what I've done is I call it childhood, maturity, and old age are curiously intertwined and not separate. That's from the closing narration of episode 86, Kick the Can, from the original Twilight Zone, the writer George Clayton Johnson. And then on the right-hand side, here's the unspoken bond. In 1954, my mother holding me at birth. 2000, me lifting my fallen mother back to her hospital bed at home. 2000 and question mark, my mother returning to greet me when it is my turn for a last great adventure. And then I close with a lyric from the song Miracles Will Start to Happen by Jonathan Richman. Well, we'll reign on this earth for a little while, then continue in the stars and make Saturn smile. When we love again, miracles will start to happen. So anyway, that's my production number for today. So thank you.
Wow, I love that. That's incredible.
Yeah, Edgar, real heights there. Wow, thanks so much.
Thanks. And I only had my pencil and a four-color pen, so that's why childhood is green, maturity is red, and old age is blue. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Edgar. Can't wait to see more of these. Okay, we've got Jason next. Jason, are you able to?
I can share if you can let me share.
Yeah, I can let you share. Go ahead. You should be able to. Are you on your
photos? Let me see here.
There we go. And then we'll go to Linda and we'll finish up with Christian.
It gives me the right photo. Here we go. So here's my dog with these two.
I can
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Got it.
About the so that's the dog. You can see just one photo right now, right?
Yep.
Right.
Okay, so how do I get to the next one? Okay, and there's my exercise. I'm not sure I did it right or not, but
Wow.
the lamp is the contour drawing. Has little birds on it, and a bird on top. And then I added my friend who thinks he's a juggalo, which is an ICP thing, but he's kind of responsible indirectly for me having poison splinters in my fingers the last 6 years. And I was picking some of them out today, and it was just horrendous pain. Yeah, pressure treated lumber sucks. But that's me there with my SoCal hat on and my tweezers. And then the lyrics are from a song that I wrote called Stop Trump. I don't know if that offends anybody, but it kind of sounds like, shoot, I had it all primed up and everything. I can provide a link, possibly. That was the I don't know if you could hear that or not, but that was the excerpt from where the lyrics are from.
Nice.
I can post a link, I guess, in the chat, but that's I didn't get the patterns were the thing on the lamp there, and then I repeated the pattern on my hat bill. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I tried to make a repetitive pattern. Wasn't that great?
No, it looks great.
It looks really cool.
And sorry about my typesetting, wasn't like special.
I like that there's labels on things. So I don't know. I'm kind of digging it. I'm like, yeah, this is
In
awesome.
case anybody needed to know what was what. I just, like with the me on my eyes. Whoops.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so-
Jason. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me share. This is a great exercise. I'm going to try this again.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Stop sharing now somehow, right? Stop
All
sharing.
right. Then we'll go to Linda. Thanks, Jason. That was awesome. Okay. Here's
Hi,
Linda.
friends. So my contour drawing was this little thing I have on my window.
Oh.
And then I'll just show the rest of it. So the contour drawing is like kind of in the front. And then I ended up doing a selfie contour of my face, but because my main activity today was having you think. So whatever. And then My cat is kind of my good buddy most of the time, and so nothing like really profound. He just says meow. But then you were saying about a lyric or a quote, and I was just like struggling with that because I nothing was coming, and then all of a sudden that old Charlie Chaplin song, "Smile Though Your Heart Is Breaking," and I couldn't remember the rest of the words, but that seemed like the right way to end this. And then all the pattern in the background was like really nervous energy because I couldn't think of what to like it was a filler while I couldn't figure out what to do. So anyway, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because I wasn't really expecting to time travel so much in this thing. So anyway, thank you.
Amazing.
Really?
Thank you.
Yeah. Really great, Linda. Thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah.
our last one will be Christian. Christian called us, I think, from a barber shop last week, so we'll see where Christian is this week.
Wait, what you say I was I?
Were you at a barber shop last week? Christian, can you come on camera and show us what you did? Here we go.
All right. Lovely two contentions right here.
Got this one.
Case. And we have 4 minutes left.
It's just something I made, like represents art, cooking.
Cool. Did you do the contour drawing? Is that
Yeah. There's the slogan.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that looks so cool.
I mean, I think this summarizes that's a generic argument. That
Thanks,
art's work.
Christian. All right.
So what is our impact?
Thanks, Christian. We're gonna go to back to Max. Let me see if I can figure it out. There we go. It took me a little minute. Wow, this was so refreshing, Max. Thank you so much. You heard so many people say, I really needed this, or
It was so
this
sweet. Yeah, I
really
needed it too.
inspiring, or things like that. And yeah, I think it really was yeah, it's like opening the doors and letting some fresh air in. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. So tell us how to get your book when it does come out. Or tell us
Gosh,
how
I
to
don't know. Someday you'll see it.
All right.
I'm
Well,
on
I'm gonna-
Instagram. I'll put it in the chat. It's a ridiculous handle that my sister
It's Butch
came up
Biscuit,
with.
right?
It's Butch Biscuit.
Yeah, I've got that in the chat. You can put it too.
And I'm on there. If you're in DC or in the area, say hi sometime. But it's great. And thank you for the space to be with you all. I really appreciate it.
This was super fun. I really think a lot of us got a lot out of this. I'm going to ask everybody to unmute, and I'm going to put myself on gallery view. Let's give Max a round of applause. Thank you so much, Max. This was really,
Thank
really,
you very much.
wonderful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It was freaking awesome.
You heard it here. Freaking awesome. Thank you, everybody, for your cat drawings and other kinds of drawings, and your gnomes and your.
Glasses too.
See if it was a dwarf.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
you.
Really appreciate it. We'll see you
Thank
next
Thank
time.
you.
Tom, get that to collage.
You're not
Get through that
leaving.
block.
To say